to reach out beyond this flesh, become human. We are will ever wonder about you. Recall, remember, we are born of
put on pine cone.
It seems you're having some trouble in dealing with these changes, living with these changes. Now the world is a scary place. Now that you've woken up the demon. Yeah, man. Come on, get down with the sickness. Come on, get down with the sickness. Come on, get down with the sickness. Open up your hate and then you open to me. Come on, get down with the sickness. You mother, get up. Come on, get down with the sickness. You fucker, get up. Come on, get down with the sickness. And this is the gift that has been given to me. Every when I dream. Every when I dream. Every when I dream. And when I dream. No, mommy, don't do it again. Don't do it again. I'll be a good boy. I'll be a good boy. I promise. No, mommy, don't hit me. Ow! I never hit me like that, mommy. Don't do it. You're hurting me. Ow! I have to be such a bitch. Why don't you? Why you just fuck up and die? Why can't you just fuck up and die? Why can't you just leave me and die? Never stick your hand in my face. I can't bitch. Fuck you. I don't need this shit. You stupid, sadistic, abusive fucking whore. Would you like to see how it feels, mommy? Here it comes, get ready to die. Oh, get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Open up your hate and then it open to me. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. You mother, get up, come on, get down with the sickness. You fucker, get up, come on, get down with the sickness. And this has now come over me.
Yeah, good morning in that though. Hey, it's Uncle Lou here. I'll turn this down. Yeah, it's Uncle Lou here. That's right. It's me, Uncle Lou. Live for you on LouTube today. Hey, thanks for watching. Really appreciate it also in addition to that as well. Welcome to the call-in show. I'm your humble host. Uncle Lou, is the phone on? Yeah, okay. I'm your humble host, Uncle Lou. Appreciate you tuning in. This is Uncle Lou After Dark, the college football call-in show. Yeah, that's right. Do this 2 nights a week, Tuesday and Thursday at 10 p.m. Take phone calls from you people. Yeah, give me a call. I think the lines are filled up now, but we'll start going through them here in a second. 706-786-4481. 706-786-4481. Couple of quick announcements, and then we'll get straight to the phone calls. From now on Tuesday nights, I'm going to have to end the show right at 11. I usually go past that, and then even after the phone calls, hang around for a while. Can't do that on Tuesdays anymore. We're going to end the show right at 11. On Thursdays, the worst of the worst playoffs, and we're going to do that every Thursday from now for the next probably couple of months. We got the worst of the worst playoffs, the disappointment playoffs. We got a bunch to do. So the call-in show on Thursdays will be from 10 to 11, and then at 11 o'clock, I'll fire up the Xbox 360, and we'll stream the worst of the worst playoffs. So 10 to 11, phone calls on Tuesdays. Thursdays, 10 to 11 phone calls, and then 11 till around 12 or 12:30, however long it takes. Worst of the worst playoffs. We seeded all those teams last week, Thursday. So in case you weren't here, here's your teams for the worst of the worst playoffs and the seeding. Your 1 seed, Kansas. They're going to take on the 4 seed in the first round, Syracuse. Your 2 seed, Vanderbilt, will take on the 3 seed, Arizona. Those are your 4 teams for the worst of the worst playoffs, as decided by the callers and the comment section last week right here on Uncle Lou After Dark. Slob Olympics is coming up less than a month away now. Slob Olympics is March 5th through 7th. It's February 9th today. So I don't have to tell you what that means. You should already know. That means it's less than a month away. People have been telling me to update these names forever. I made this flyer literally like the week after we announced the Slob Olympics about a year ago, and I think there was 6 names on it or something. People kept saying you need to update it. I never updated it, but mainly because I'm lazy, but also because I knew I would leave someone's name off, and there's only so much room on here. And sure enough, though, I went ahead and updated it today with all the people off the top of my head I could think of that were coming real quick, like right before I started the show. And literally as soon as I updated it, someone pointed out that that's not a complete list. There's a lot of people coming. These are some of them. All right. I will do my best to update this list every couple of days from now through the Slob Olympics as I get confirmations from other people or remember names that I forgot. So there you go. There you go. Slob Olympics, March 5th through 7th. Lizard says, my son got into college. I found out today. I'm a happy lizard, Lou. Well, that is good news. Congratulations to your son. That is exciting news. The Prophet, thank you for the super chat. He says, did you get my email about running your social media? No, I didn't. Bama Mike, thank you for the super chat. Humble Host Fund. That depends who you ask, sir. Beggin Megan, thank you for the super chat. Says, shout out to Florida for more progressive, trailblazing foresight. Way to get out in front of this non-con thing. Actually, I do think the Gators have a Power 5 road game scheduled before 2031, but that did get announced today, a home-and-home series with Notre Dame in like 2031 and 2032. They play at Notre Dame in 2031 and in Gainesville in 2032. But, yeah, the last time Florida, of course, played a Power 5 non-con road game outside of the state of Florida was, 1991, 1992, when they lost on the road at Syracuse. They have not played a road game against a Power 5 opponent outside the state of Florida since then. Right now, in the comment section, someone is typing a bunch of neutral site games that Florida played because they don't understand the difference between a neutral site game and a road game. So, yeah, there's that. A guy what calls himself Burger King and has a Miami avatar says Georgia has 1 natty. We have 5. Well, Yale and Harvard have 20-something each. So how much better are they than you in 2021, Burger King? Yeah. Unfortunately, Miami can't have it their way. They're just a run-of-the-mill ACC team who can't win a bowl game or win a conference. It's just a shame. But, yeah, I do remember when Miami used to be good. Barely. Barely. Congratulations. You seem like a very smart individual. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
And good morning, Lou. It's Ballard. How you doing tonight, buddy?
Doing great, Ballard. How are you, sir?
Man, I'm doing just great. I'm still taking in that Super Bowl victory from Sunday night, which was a really, really entertaining game, I think. I mean, I'm going to be honest. I was really surprised that Mahomes had a bad performance against the Bucs defense, which was good all year, I think. And sure, they were going to hold Mahomes a little bit, but 9 points for the Chiefs, that's it. They had 3 field goals, and that's it. Mahomes, who we hype up so much, which I still think he's great and probably the best young talent in the game right now, at least in the NFL, until Trevor Lawrence takes hold. But, I mean, I was very surprised that they just could not get it going. I mean, it's not like the Bucs defense was the best in the NFL all season long. And, I mean, did that catch you by surprise at all?
Yeah, I mean, that's the worst I've seen Kansas City's offense play in several years. I mean, they were really, really bad. It's the first time since Pat Mahomes' freshman year at Texas Tech that he has completed less than 50% of his passes. Tampa Bay's got a good defense. Like you said, I don't think anybody thinks their defense is the best in the NFL, but they had a great game plan, and it worked. And Mahomes never could get in a rhythm. He looked confused in the first quarter, and he looked just as confused in the fourth quarter. And not having their offensive tackles clearly hurt. He was running for his life. But here's but I must say this though about Mahomes, and I like Mahomes too, and we all know that he can make plays with his legs and extend plays and things like that. That shouldn't be the plan though. And I mean, this isn't. When you're in high school and even to some degree in college, depending on the matchup, a quarterback can do that. They can run around and run circles around people and make a ham sandwich and eat it and wait on a receiver to get open a minute and a half later. You can't do that in the NFL. Sometimes you've just got to get rid of the ball. Look what the Patriots did. The Patriots threw a bunch of screen passes, hitch passes, curl routes, dinks, and dunks. I mean, it's not like Tom Brady threw for 400 yards, but they did what they had to do to win the game. This thing where let's snap the ball to Mahomes, and as soon as he gets the ball, he turns around and runs the other way.
Right.
That was that. I don't know why that was happening. I really don't.
Right.
I mean, I know he was under pressure, but how about change up the play calling to some quick passes instead of keep it, just let Mahomes run around for 15 seconds until he's almost sacked, and then he can sidearm the ball incomplete somewhere. It was sad to watch, really. It was disappointing. I mean, I'm not a fan of either team, so I was just hoping for a good game. And not only was it not a good game, the Chiefs' offense just looked terrible. I mean, it looked awful.
Right. Their O-line has been one of the best this season, no question. I mean, that's a good thing for Mahomes is he's always got that protection, but it was not at the stadium on Sunday, man.
Right.
It did not show up. It made me think, I know the score was a little different. It was 31-9 in this game, but it almost made me think of the 44-16 game with Alabama, right? You have the best team in the country going up against one of the other great teams in Clemson, right? In this case, I'd say the underdog obviously was Tampa Bay just because of Mahomes, doing what he does and the talent around him compared to maybe what Tampa Bay had. I mean, it was close, but it was like we at least expected it to be close, and then the underdog blew out the champion is what happened. And you remember the 44-16 game. That's kind of what happened there. That's what we saw Sunday night, I think.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and then I saw something else, and I know that you're going to try to keep it short with calls, but I saw something, and I want to get your thoughts on this. I saw something where on First Take this morning or whatever, they were comparing LeBron and Tom Brady. I want to get your thoughts on comparing athletes in two completely different sports.
In what way?
I mean, like who's the better athlete? Who's
the better athlete between who?
Brady and LeBron, I guess. I mean, they don't even play in the same sport. I mean, I just don't see how you really compare a basketball player to a football player, I guess, because they're two completely different sports.
Who's better between Robert De Niro? Who's better between Robert De Niro and Prince?
One's a comedian, one's a singer. I mean,
Robert
De
Niro's a comedian.
Comedy,
Which one's a comedian?
Or I guess he's an actor. I'm sorry.
Ballard.
Yeah.
You never disappoint. Thank you for the call. Congratulations to your Bucks. What's better, Godfather 2 or the Beatles' White Album? Shout out to Zach H for sending me 10 cents Canadian on the PayPal. Thank you. I appreciate that. If I happen across a gumball machine at some point tomorrow, I'll put that 10 cents to use, but thank you, sir. And you sent it as goods and services, too. And the fee for that is 10 cents. So thank you for giving PayPal 10 cents. You're good people. I'm sure they appreciate it. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Hey, what's up, Lou? It's Mike Vick.
Yes, it is. What's up, Mike Vick?
Yep. That streaker got closer to the end zone than the Chiefs did.
He also got $350,000.
Yep. Yep.
Smart
That's
man.
right. Yep, because he bet that there would be a streaker, and
Right.
he was the streaker. Yep,
Right.
genius.
In life, you have to be willing to bet on yourself, VicTube. Are you willing to bet on yourself, VicTube?
Yeah.
You are? What in the Slob Olympics?
In the Slob Olympics, no.
No? Okay. Well, that's okay.
Mahomes played like he made a bet that the Chiefs wouldn't score a touchdown.
Oh, he played like hot doo-doo. Hot doo-doo. He sure did.
Yep. Did you know that? Yep. Did you know he scrambled for 497 yards behind the line of scrimmage?
Yeah, if that
before
counted, he
was
probably
throwing
would
the
have broke a
ball
Super Bowl
again.
record.
Yeah. He was running around like a chicken with his head cut off.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
Well, I heard they were missing a couple of starters on the offensive line, though, right?
And it showed. A couple of tackles, I believe. And it showed. Yeah. Not a good performance by the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm. Chickens with their heads cut off don't run. Yes, someone in the comments said, actually they do. If you that's a real thing. If you cut a chicken's head off, it'll run around for a minute and then die.
Mike Vick, when I was a kid, this is a true story. When I was a kid, the people that lived across the street from me, and I lived in a regular neighborhood, okay? I didn't live on a farm. I mean, I lived in a neighborhood right across from the Augusta, if you're familiar with the Augusta area, right across from the Augusta National Hills. I grew up in National Hills on Azalea Drive. Right across the street from me, the people had a fenced-in backyard, and in that backyard, they had a rooster that crowed every morning like they do, and they had a three-legged dog, and the three-legged dog would chase that rooster around all day. Never caught it. Now, I don't know what would have happened had you cut that rooster's head off, but I believe you. I believe that rooster would have continued running from that dog.
And then Chess wanted me to ask you if you were going to be his number one draft pick.
If I'm going to be Chess Hall's number one draft pick?
Yeah.
What is Chess Hall drafting?
No, I meant if he's going to be your.
Is Chess Hall going to be my number one draft pick?
Yeah, that's what he wants to know.
Oh, he hardly calls into the nighttime show. So no.
Yep. So there you go, Chess.
No, he's not. He's on my list of potential draft picks, but he's not on my list of potential number one draft picks. No.
Right. All right. Well, okay. Well, I'll let you move on to some of these other callers. Yes, so you can get done by 11. So thanks for taking my call.
Thank you, Mike Vick. You're a kind individual. The kind you find beat up in an alley somewhere. Thank you for calling in, sir. Moving right along. Good morning, and thank you for calling in on the Uncle Lou Patreon hotline. What can I do for you?
Yeah, Lou, this is Brandon Wyatt, the guy who squandered his chance to be on the morning show this morning, and I just wanted to call in to prove that I can, in fact, operate a phone and call in when I need to.
Great. Good. I did get your email, and things happen, I I'm very patient with people who are supposed to be on the show and don't show up for one reason or another. So.
Oh, as I've seen with some
Yes.
other people you have calling. Anyway,
Right.
so what I wanted to something I was going to ask you when I did come on that obviously I didn't get a chance to this morning was like, so it's wintertime and I love snow and it never snows here, and I was getting to thinking about college football games played in the snow, and I didn't know if you had a favorite college football game that you've seen played in the snow, whether it be Georgia or otherwise.
I can't think of a particular game that was played in the snow that is my favorite, but I do like watching games played in the snow. Maybe it's because it doesn't snow here either, so it's still weird to me to see people playing football in the snow. So I do like watching it, but I can't recall off the top of my head some amazing game that was played in the snow that was one of my favorites or whatever. No. Mm-mm.
Okay. I can't either because I just didn't start watching college football too recently, but
Yeah, no idea.
Cool.
I do want to have you back on the morning show. Though this is Brandon W. But you attend UGA, correct? Is that right? And you've been there for some time.
Yeah,
Been there about 4 years.
Yeah, I did my undergrad there, and now I'm in grad school.
Yeah, and so you've been there the last 4 years in a row? Did you take a break in between, or?
Yeah, no, I just went straight on. Like
so,
I started in 2017.
So,
I transferred there in 2017 as a sophomore, and have been there since.
Right. So you've been there during a pretty good run. So I'd love to have you on the morning show and ask you some stuff about that. So.
Yeah, I could tell you the story of seeing Rodrigo Blankenship, the greatest kicker in the history of ever, trip up the stairs walking up to a class one day.
Trip up the stairs. Yeah, these are the types of stories. This is why I like having people on who went there. So we had a guy call in one time and tell a bunch of stories from the late 2000s, like the Matthew Stafford, A.J. Green, O'Shawn Moreno years. And they were great. So
yeah, anything from Jack Fromm on. And I was there for it. Never saw him though. Yeah. Probably wearing too much camo. But
yeah, well, I've never heard a Jack Fromm story that I wasn't excited to hear. So that'll be great. Yeah, but I emailed you back, didn't I? Aren't you coming on Tuesday? Next Tuesday now or something? Did I email you back? I don't remember.
I had asked Thursday. You just said any Tuesday or Thursday, and I said if you wanted to do Thursday, I could, but whenever works for you.
Let me tell you right now while you're on here. You said next Tuesday or Thursday? Either one is fine. No, can't be, not Tuesday. Got somebody else on Tuesday. So how about Thursday the 18th?
All right, Thursday okay, got it. Now that I know I'm happening, I'll be there promptly.
Okay, and it'll be the same number that you'll call about 8:30 Thursday morning.
All right, sounds good. I'll email you my number just in case.
All right, buddy. Sounds good.
I'll be there Thursday.
All right.
Yep.
Good to hear from you, buddy. All right. Bye. Tune in next Thursday. He's been at UJ the last 3 or 4 years. He's going to tell us some stories in that. What is this? Bama Mike, thank you for the super chat. He says, "Look, it's a bird, it's a plane. It's bandwagon Ballard. Say it ain't so, Ballard. Are you a Buck bandwagon? Say it ain't so." Sergeant AR10, thank you for the super chat. He says 12-0 this fall, no excuses. SEC championship, or we will riot. I'm in. I don't know about the rioting part, but I'm in on the SEC championship part. I'm with you. I'm a believer. In JT Daniels Christ, I trust. Yeah. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Hey, good morning, Uncle Lou. It's Dylan calling. How you doing tonight?
Hey, Dylan. What's up, buddy?
Not much. Yeah, I guess I'm with a lot of these other guys as far as the Super Bowl goes. That was a disappointing Super Bowl to watch there.
Yeah, it was hot doo-doo.
Yeah, exactly. It's weird because, like you said, Patrick Mahomes played so terrible, and I'm really surprised because, these Kansas City's supposed to have what you like to call these modern day offenses, where you win by scoring a lot of points, and Tampa Bay just managed to completely shut them down.
Yes,
crazy.
they did.
I couldn't believe it. But yeah, I was really mad after the game because I can't stand Tampa Bay. I'm an Atlanta fan, so.
Right. Yeah, you seem pretty upset.
I mean, it was just, it's a disappointing game to watch, but it's like when it comes to Brady, I mean, it seems like he just finds a way to win just about every time. So,
it does seem that way.
Like it's correct.
I think he has more.
Yeah,
He's got
crazy.
more. He's got more NFL championships than all but 3 franchises. Like there's only 3 franchises in history that have more championships total than Brady has. That's just insane.
Yeah, luckily though, I didn't get mad and break the TV after the game though.
Oh, that wouldn't have been good, especially, I mean, you're already having problems with AT&T. The last thing you need is, TV problems.
No, that's Edward that has problems with AT&T.
Listen, I can't be bothered. I can't listen,
yeah.
Edward, Dylan, whatever. Whatever. As far as I'm concerned, when I'm talking to one of you, I'm talking to both of you. Which one of you sent? I mean, do I need to read the email today? I mean, I don't know what y'all are up to. It's very weird though. I like both of you.
Now he's a coworker.
I like both of you, but man, y'all have something weird going on. I don't know what it is. You call in and tell me about him.
No.
He calls in and tells me about you. And then one of you sent me an email today explaining to me that the other one wasn't calling in or something. It was just real weird. Do you know about? Did you send the email,
Yes,
or did the other person send the email about you?
No, that would have been him that does emails, because he emails all the time. Like, I don't really do email. I'm the one that does super chat.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't do super chat.
No, he doesn't. I guess. It's just, I don't know. I like you guys, but I can't figure out what's going on. I don't think anyone can.
Yeah, no. Hopefully you will soon, but maybe he'll be calling next. You have a good morning, right, Uncle Lou?
Okay, yeah, it was good to hear from you, sir. Thanks for calling in, and we'll talk to you again real soon. Now, where's this email? Here. Now this is from Edward. This email is from Edward. Dear Uncle Lou, just letting you know that Dylan respectively declines calling in on the Monday show. He will stay with you on the call-in shows on Tuesday and Thursday and chatting in the comments section. From Edward. And this is a pattern. Edward will contact me to tell me what Dylan is doing, and then Dylan will call or contact to tell what Edward's doing. It's just very strange. It's very strange. I mean, I like both of them. If it's 2 people, I guess it's 2 people. I don't know. Now here we go with this now. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou. You guys aren't going to believe this. Tell the people who this is now. Who is this?
Good morning, Uncle Lou. This is Edward calling in.
Now this is Edward now. So Dylan just called in. Okay, now Dylan just called in. Now this is Edward. Now Edward, you emailed me, right?
I was the one that emailed you.
To tell me that Dylan respectfully declines to be on the Monday show?
Well, what it was, I think you wrote his name down or something. I don't know what.
But Dylan, who just called me,
yes,
he didn't want to tell me that, but he wanted you to tell me that in an email.
Well, I was either going to do it email or I could just tell you right on the phone. So I just figured, well, I don't know which is the better way to do it. So,
to be honest, I'm not sure if there is a better way.
Yeah. So I just said, well, I'll just do it on email because, maybe that's easier for me. And then I just don't want to have a ruckus cause on a show and do it on a show.
Now, not yesterday, but last Monday, you were going to be on the Monday show, but you were having phone problems. So Dylan,
Yeah, I was going to go ahead and fill you in on it.
Dylan called in to tell us that you weren't calling in. Remember that?
Oh, that was that. Yeah, that was the Monday when I didn't have a phone.
Right.
Yeah,
so
I had
Dylan
no
called
phone,
in.
and internet was down.
Right. So Dylan called in to tell us that you, Edward, weren't going to be calling in.
Well, I was going to call in, but then when my internet was down and the phone wasn't working.
Right.
That
but
was
now,
pretty much what happened.
Now, Rob Dog just has what might be the best comment of all time. It's definitely the best comment within the last 5 minutes. He says, "Can Edward trash talk Dylan?"
Oh my God, Rob Dog, really? Why would you want me to trash my coworker, dude? Come on.
Let's put that on the back burner and maybe save that for your segment on the Lunch Money Show at some point down the road when we run out of things. But that is a good idea for later. I'll keep that in my back pocket though. But what's on your mind tonight?
I like
Edward?
Dylan. Dylan's good people,
Yeah,
you know.
This is Edward I'm talking to now, right?
That is correct.
Yeah, okay,
yes.
okay.
It's just two distinct. It's different voices.
Right.
That's the whole. Yeah. But yeah, I thought that Super Bowl game, that was just, Mahomes looked. I will say this, grade A doo-doo. I agree. He was doo-doo.
Terrible.
I was going to ask you, what was your thought? Well, I won't ask you. You already answered your answered thoughts on the game, so I'm not going to ask that. But I will ask, if it's okay, what was your thoughts on the weekend the weekend halftime performance?
I liked it. I mean, it was weird when he went in the room. I don't know what that was, a bunch of mirrors or something in there, and everybody had underwear on their head.
Yeah.
I mean, that was really weird. But this just into the Uncle Lou news desk. A lot of really good artists are weird. I mean, watch a Michael Jackson concert. The guy wears his underwear on the outside of his pants.
Yeah.
I to this day, I don't know if Prince is a man or a woman. I don't know. I'm not sure Prince ever knew.
Right.
It didn't matter to me. They were great music and they were great performers, but it was definitely weird. But see, I've watched a lot of the weekend. I've known he was weird. I think a lot of people were surprised to see that he was weird. I was not surprised. I've known that he was weird, and it didn't really bother me. I saw a bunch of people with underwear on their head, and I went, "Oh, look, a bunch of people with underwear on their head." And then I went back to thinking, "Man, this is a good song."
Yeah. Well, anyway, Tom Brady, man, he just, like I said, he finds a way to win. It almost makes me want to kind of like go after him because he got 7 rings. Would it be okay if I just literally rant on him for?
You got 60 seconds. Go.
All right. Tom Brady, you got 7 Super Bowl rings. Whee! Whoopity-doo! Who cares? Okay? Does that mean you're better than the Pittsburgh Steelers? Are you better than the Green Bay Packers? They don't run around talking about their championships. You're going to be doing that when you play again, Tom Brady. And that's all I got to say about that. And that's the bottom line, because I said so. Weirdo.
Great job, buddy. Hey, thanks for calling in. We'll see you. We'll see you Monday on the Lunch Money Show. That was Edward calling in, and of course that was Dylan that called in about Edward right before Edward called in. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Yeah. Hey, first time caller. This is Lenny LeGump Summers.
Yes. Good morning, Lenny.
Yeah. What were your opinions on the Super Bowl? I personally thought it was trash, but that's just me.
Yeah, I was disappointed. I mean, I'm not a huge NFL fan, so when I watched the Super Bowl, I'm just hoping for a good game, and it wasn't a good game. I mean, from the beginning to end, it was clear Tampa Bay was just the better team that day, so I was disappointed.
Yeah, the O-line was horrible. Like, he was rushed. Mahomes was rushed on 29 dropbacks. That was, I think, a Super Bowl record. And yeah, the O-line acted like they had a bet on the Buccaneers.
It was pretty bad. No doubt about it.
Oh yeah. Are we still doing the disappointment playoffs? Because I have my teams ready.
The disappointment playoffs will be after the worst of the worst playoffs, so those are still a couple of weeks away. Yeah, we'll do the playoffs will be every Thursday night at 11, right after the call-in show ends.
All right, thanks for having me on. Great show.
Yeah, thanks for calling in, Lenny the Gump, calling in. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Hey, Lou. This is Blake Robinson, Auburn fan, calling in to talk to you.
Yeah, what's up, Barner?
Did you have questions about how I was feeling about the coaching change, or?
I would love to know how you're feeling about what's his name? Harpison?
Yeah, Harsin or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, big thing about it, I'm going to give the guy a chance, honestly, but it's just, he's in over his head though in the SEC, and he doesn't have, and especially the way the Auburn administration works, he's got a tough road ahead for him. But the thing is, he didn't really do any favors with me on back here at signing day when he went on Twitter and talked about he flipped somebody, trying to make it seem like it was a big deal, and all he did was flip a player from South Alabama that was a 3-star.
Yeah, well, unfortunately for him,
like
Auburn's recruiting class was dead before he got there. I think that had more to do with Malzahn getting fired than his actual record did this year. I mean, Auburn was sitting at like 42nd in recruiting when Malzahn was fired. That's unacceptable for Auburn. I mean, Auburn usually is top 10 or hovering around the top 10. A bad year for Auburn might be 18, 19, something like that. For Auburn to be sitting at 42 in recruiting, I mean, it's almost like Malzahn just gave up. I mean, you could almost not recruit at all at Auburn and end up with the 42nd class just out of people that just decide on their own to go there. That was bad. So with the recruiting part of it, I don't know how he's going to do recruiting in the SEC. I don't have any idea, but I don't think we can judge him on recruiting based just on the mess he had to clean up in a month or 2 months after he got there. I would wait one more year before I threw the towel in on his recruiting, although I do agree with you that trying to spin it that you flipped a 3-star from South Alabama is a little bit pathetic. I will agree with you there.
Well, thanks for taking my call. I'll get off of here and let you get back to the show.
All right, Blake, thanks for calling in. It was good to hear from you. Good luck to Auburn this year with the new coach. I know anytime you change coaches, it's, like fresh start type deal. I think Auburn not going to be great for the next couple of years, but we'll see how this guy does. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Hey, Lou. It's Nate, the Plus One fan. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. Nate, how are you doing?
Pretty good. I mean, I'm pretty good. Do you have any thoughts on, like, I'm not gonna say Super Bowl, but, like, do you have any thoughts on recruiting, like, on the 2022 and the 2022 ranking?
No.
Recruiting rankings?
No.
Or no?
No,
okay.
I don't have any thoughts. I don't have any thoughts at all on the 2022 recruiting rankings.
I forgot.
None.
I forgot that you're not a recruiting
If I
guy,
sat here
sorry.
for the next hour, I don't think I could come up with one single thought about the 2022 recruiting rankings. Seriously, and that'll probably be the case until November.
I forgot you're not a recruiting fan, so
yeah. I'm a
not
recruiting
guys.
fan.
So,
I just don't follow it closely enough, especially 2022.
Oh,
I'm
okay,
still
okay.
waiting.
Gotcha.
I'm still the 2021 guys are still moving in. But
Gotcha.
not that it doesn't matter. Now,
But,
the coaches care about 2020 recruiting. I don't have to right now.
Yeah.
I don't follow it like that.
Okay. I mean, yeah, okay. My next question is like, I mean, is it okay? I don't know if it's okay or not, but I was gonna ask you for permission if this is okay to ask. Is it okay? I ask like, what is your favorite favorite
Type of cheese? It's pepper jack, Nate. Pepper jack. Is that what you were gonna ask?
cheese? Sure, pepper jack.
Is that what you were gonna ask? My favorite
or
type of
something
cheese? Oh,
Or something like some like restaurant or steak restaurant like that.
T-bones.
The pepper jacks. Cool. I mean, that's cool.
First of all, I would
uh,
rather buy a steak at the store and bring it home and cook it myself than to eat a steak out
yeah,
anywhere.
I mean, that's cheaper.
But if I'm gonna eat a
Where is
steak
it?
out somewhere, T-bones would be my favorite place here locally.
Cool. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But I mean, what are you like a medium guy or like a medium rare?
Am I a mean guy? I'm an asshole.
No. Are you a medium rare or medium guy for steak? Sorry.
Medium. That's the
Yeah,
other
okay.
problem. When you go, if you go to 3 different restaurants and order a medium steak, you're gonna get it 3 different ways. When I cook my steak at home, I know how to cook it. I know how long to cook the steak on each side on my grill. I know what temperature to put it on. I know all that. When I order at a restaurant, it's like I don't know what I'm gonna get, but I order it medium. Sometimes, in my opinion, it's medium well when they bring it to me. Sometimes, in my opinion, it's medium rare. It depends on the restaurant, I guess.
Yeah, I get that, but I always eat. I'm a medium rare guy. Well, I'm like between medium and medium rare, so I'm kind of like both. But sorry, voice crack. So yeah, I'm. Is it just me? Or is it like is every year? It's like after the college football season is very long for the next season. Is that true?
The off season? What'd you say?
Is it true that is it just me, or like after the national championship and when it gets done and it's a long off season?
Yeah, the off season is long. I would agree with you there. We do our best around here to try to make it as painless as possible.
Yeah.
But it is a long off season. Yeah, it is.
All right. Yeah.
I set markers like I try not to think about college football season being 7 or 8 months away. I try to think about spring practice starting in a few weeks, and I'm like, oh, let's just get through the next few weeks, and then I'll have some spring practice. And then once spring practice starts, I'm like, okay, we just wait another 4 or 5 weeks, we'll have spring games. And then after the spring games end, it's a rest season.
Dang.
And I'm like, ooh, I get to get up every morning and check ESPN and see how many Georgia players were arrested yesterday. And then I get to wait on summer camp to start and then fall. So I try to break it up like that. To me, that helps it go by a little bit quicker. So I don't know about you.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I agree. I mean, man, problem.
You okay? Hey, let me let you go. Go get you some water, okay? Go get you some water. All right, Nate, thanks for calling in, buddy. I think he'll be okay. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Yeah, where are the mouth-breathing Fruit Loop drillers at tonight?
Well, it sounds like we might have one on the line now.
No, I'm not a Fruit Loop driller, sir.
Good. Did you know that? Well, let me ask you this. What's your favorite flavor of Fruit Loop?
Sorry, I just got done shitting.
But what's your favorite flavor? That was it? That was the troll attempt to flush your toilet? Oh, man. That was disappointing. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Lou, you can't have me on after Nate. I'm sorry.
Well, Fruit Loop Drooler was on after Nate.
Well, that's true, but I'm still struggling with Nate's call. I sit here on hold and I've got my thoughts in order. I'm going to hit point A, B, and C, and then Nate comes on and it all goes out the damn window. I laugh until I'm about to piss myself. I'm sorry. It just scrambles my brain. You're roughly my age. Do you remember when the heyday of SNL when Spade and Farley and Sandler were all on? Yeah. Remember when Farley interviewed, was it Paul McCartney?
Oh, yeah. And he was all, yeah.
Yes, that is Nate. If you go back and watch that sketch, that's exactly what Nate sounds like.
He was so nervous and couldn't get the questions out. Yeah. I do remember that skit.
Exactly. Yeah. It's exactly what Nate sounds like, man. Hey, here it is, February. So I want you to nail Ballard down on record and ask him what his favorite MLB team is and his favorite NBA team is. So I don't want to find out who his favorite baseball team is in October.
Right.
You see what I'm getting at?
I do. And you know what's weird to me?
Yes.
Is that I know why he's a Tampa Bay fan, because he's from the area. I happen to know he's a Tampa Bay Rays fan too in baseball. I happen to know that already. That makes sense to me. He's from the area. If I had to guess on his basketball team, if he has one, I would probably say the Orlando Magic, maybe the Miami Heat. Again, makes sense to me. Are there no college teams in Florida? Why is he an Alabama fan is the question. Not why. I think a lot of people are looking at this the wrong way. They're going, why is he a Tampa Bay fan? No. Why is he an Alabama fan is the question. The guy is from Florida.
Good point. I just want him to go on record right now before the damn baseball playoffs start, NBA playoff for next year. I just want let's get it all out there and go on record with it.
It needs to happen because we don't. That's the last thing we need is 3 of Ballard's teams in a row winning a championship. I mean, that would just be horrible.
That's more than I can take. I'm about at my wit's end right now. So, yeah. Hey, future headlines. You're working on that video, correct?
Yes. You got one for me?
Oh, I hate to say Uncle Lou has a stroke midway through response video to key Georgia player getting arrested for domestic battery in July.
But don't you feel like it's coming though?
Yes. God forbid. But go ahead and write some notes down for that one, just in case.
Okay, I'm writing it right now. I literally just wrote it down. It's actually not a bad idea.
Exactly. Hey, buddy, I'll let you get to some other callers, man.
All right, Corey. Good to hear from you, man. Thanks for calling in. He's becoming one of my favorite callers. I'm not going to lie. I like that guy. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
How about you, Uncle Lou? This is Waylon.
Hey, what's up, Waylon? You got Willie and them there with you, too?
Look, man, that's how I got my nickname. But listen.
Yeah.
We got college football coming up this Saturday.
Yeah.
I'd like to run down the best college football games of the FCS.
Go ahead.
You got McNeese State and Tarleton State coming up this weekend.
Who you liking that one?
Next weekend, I really don't know, to be honest with you. Probably, if you can't tell, I'm a couple beers in right now.
That's all right.
Anyway, week 22, Western Carolina and Furman. Week 23, you got Shorter, Kennesaw State, which is hometown to us. 24, you got Eastern Tennessee and Woodford. However you say that. I can't say. Charleston State, Kennesaw State, week 25. Week 26, you got Chattanooga Furman. 27, you got Mercer and Chattanooga. 28, you got Southern and Jackson State. 29, you got Alabama A&M and Jackson State. And 30, you got Woodford and Furman.
Yeah.
So that'll take us all the way up to April. Which I know it ain't big time college football, but I'm
It's
just
something.
excited to have college football.
FCS football is better than a sharp stick in the eye. You're right about that. Hey, thank you for the call. It sounds like your CB radio came unplugged there at the end. But thank you for the call. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
What's going on, Lou? It's Grayson.
Yeah, what's up, Grayson?
First time calling in, man. Not a whole lot. Want to say that whole off-season upcoming legal troubles. The guy I was talking about a couple of minutes ago. That was a pretty real thought for me earlier today. I don't know why that was just a premonition of stuff to come. I guess I don't know, but not looking forward to that news later.
Yeah, I say all the time, like, I hate getting up in the morning, May, June, pretty much from May through July 4th. I hate getting up in the morning and checking ESPN.com because I'm so afraid I'm going to see something, Georgia player. And we've had some high-profile issues happen over the summer. Some arrests, some injuries. You had the Sony Michel four-wheeler thing that happened on 4th of July, his junior year. Devontae Wyatt was arrested, I think it was two off seasons ago, or it might have been last off season. The Jeremiah Holloman thing. It's just fingers crossed we avoid all that.
Yeah, hopefully so. Hopefully Kirby's talked some sense into him.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have a peaceful off season.
I hope so.
Well, I'm really looking forward to the Slob Olympics, man. Just really, really looking forward to it. Want to know if you've ever shot a bow and arrow before? I know you were talking about some stuff like that earlier, or a couple of weeks ago.
I don't think so. When I was younger, I had a cousin that was into that, and I think he even did it competitively. I'm talking 7. We were 7, 8, 9 years old, something like that. But so unless and he lived on a farm in Wilkes County, Georgia, if anybody knows where that is. And we did unless I shot a bow and arrow up there when I was a kid and don't remember it, then no, I've never shot one. But I don't remember shooting one. I tell you what I would like to do. I would like to get a hold. Can I buy a crossbow? Is that something you can just go to Walmart and buy?
Oh, for sure. You can go to Academy and buy a good one.
Okay.
Right now.
Well, yeah. I would like a crossbow. I don't know what I would do with it. Maybe just hang it on the wall right back here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're fun. They're definitely fun to shoot.
Yeah.
And completely legal for anybody, even if you've got a criminal record.
Yeah. Well, that's good news.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Yeah.
Unrelated question, football question. Who do you think has the most upside for a UGA player returning next year? Just curious to see who you're most excited to see, who you think has the most upside potential as far as like a breakout thing next year.
I think Kendall Milton
is going to. We're pretty stacked.
I really liked what I saw from Kendall Milton early in the year last year. He had a knee in the Alabama game that slowed him down second half of the season.
Yeah.
To me, and I agree, it's hard to tell. A lot of times when you get a running back that's getting a lot of carries in the second half, in this case Kendall Milton, the other team is a little worn down by that point, and so they look amazing. So it's kind of hard to tell. But he looked like the best running back on the team to me last year. Now, I still have hope for Zeus. I still have hope for Zeus that maybe he just needed one more year to get fully back from that knee. But we need to, I think, accept at least the possibility that it could be that those two knee injuries just really took a toll on him, and he's just never going to be the Zeus that we thought he would be. But I'm excited about Kendall Milton. Over on the defensive side, I don't know that I can remember a defensive player for Georgia getting as much hype as Keely Ringo is getting. And I admit that I'm not a recruiting god or anything like that. But anytime I hear anybody talk about anything about Georgia, it's Keely Ringo this, Keely Ringo that. And like I say, what is it about the guy? And they're like, well, he's fast. Okay. Is there anything else? I'm hoping everyone is in on some big secret that I'm unaware of, and Keely Ringo ends up being, an All-American candidate or something like that. I also really like Lewis Seen. I don't know if that you count him as like a breakout player, because he had a great year this past year, especially with Richard LeCount going down. He really had to step up and take on a bigger role at safety position back there, and I thought he did. I thought he played great. And with everything that we've lost in the secondary, Lewis Seen is like he's like the most experienced guy in our entire secondary now, almost. You know what I mean? Because we lost so many people. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So him and one of the line, we lost a bunch of linebackers. Some came back. Some new ones are. Some linebacker needs to get me 10 or 12 sacks this year. Now, part of this is play calling or rotation, where okay, you go play these 2 plays, then come out, and then send somebody else in for 3 plays, and they come out. I want to see somebody. I love Nakobe Dean on the inside. I want to see one of our outside guys with 10 or 12 sacks at the end of the year. That's what I want to see. Not 25 QB pressures. I'm sick of hearing about, well, if you don't have to sack the quarterback, if you just affect the quarterback. No, we affected Joe Burrow every single time he dropped back in 2018 and 2019, and he lit us up for almost 1,000 yards total between passing and rushing in those 2 games. Sack the quarterback is what I want to see.
Well, I agree. It's gets old watching them get back there, have good pressure, and then let them get away. You know, it's it's frustrating for sure, and especially when people can scramble around and make plays. So it's just, I don't know. I think more quarterbacks have been able to do that now. That's just more athletic quarterbacks. It seems like the norm now.
But that's true too. True too. But I see plenty of players for other teams with 10, 12 sacks. I don't know how many 5-star pass rushers have we had in the last 4 years, and then tell me the one that's had double-digit sacks. And you got to remember, we're playing 14, 15 games a year. We can't get a guy with 10 sacks. It's going to start hurting our recruiting, because a 5-star is supposed to then get drafted in the first round. Where are our first-round draft picks? You can't find any. I mean, a couple of offensive linemen.
Well, I think
that's it.
Well, you talk about it all the time, though. We break so many different packages and rotate people in and out so much. It's I don't know.
It's hard to get the stats, but the stats is what gets
you
you drafted. And these 5-stars are going to start looking around and going, okay, I'm a 5-star outside linebacker, and I'm just throwing a name out there. Let's say Nolan Smith ends up getting drafted in the 3rd round. Well, then what do you do? This guy was the number 1 player in high school coming out. What are you going to do? Some of these people got to start getting drafted in the 1st round. Hey, I gotta let you go and move on. We're getting close to running out of time here. I'm trying to end these things at 11. I knew that wasn't going to happen. I don't even know why I said that at the beginning. Turned into Chess Hall over here, just telling lies for no reason. Shout out to Chess Hall though. What is this? Bama Banker says, ask him how many he has in there, Lou. Oh, I think you're talking about that was a few callers ago. Sorry I didn't see that at the time, sir. Ryan Parker, thank you for the super chat. He says, this is your classic case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, Lou. That's got to be an Edward and Dylan comment there. That is a good analogy. I don't know what's. I mean, I know a doppelganger is like just somebody that looks like somebody else, but something is going on with these two where they're. It's just a strange sort of situation that's evolving here with Dylan and Edward. Although I like them both, I'm just trying to figure out what's what here. Speaking of Dylan, thank you for the super chat. Dylan, he says Auburn 5-7 in 2021. I haven't looked at any schedules yet for next year, so it's hard for me to give out record predictions right now. Although I will start looking at those here pretty soon. So I don't know. I don't know. I can't say yay or nay on that. I don't think Auburn is going to be in a position to contend for the West or anything like that, or get double-digit wins. But as far as predicting a record, that's a little bit down the road for me. Beggin Megan, thank you for the super chat. Says, Lou, I'm with you on Kendall Milton. The man has some street fight in him. He can carry that RBU tradition. I agree. I'm optimistic. I'm cautiously optimistic, because I do know that, when you beat a team up for 3 quarters and then you put another running back in the 4th quarter that's maybe a little bit more fresh, and he's going up against a defense that's been worn down for 3 quarters. Like Elijah Holyfield looked good in a lot of 4th quarters. this just in, he's not very good. But he looked good in the fourth quarter of a lot of games. But anyway, Pigskin Pete. Good morning, sir. Only real men come to Atlanta March 5th through 7th. Just saying. Slob Olympics. Only real slobs come to Atlanta March 5th through 7th. I'm excited. Guess where Uncle Lou's going, Pete, while you're here? Guess where Uncle Lou is going? Not this weekend, but next weekend. The weekend of February 20th. Uncle Lou will be hitting the road. An unexpected trip until I found out today that I would be headed there. But Pigskin Pete, you will be happy to know. Or maybe you... Oh! I just realized another reason why this is great news. But Uncle Lou is headed to Charleston on the weekend of the 20th. And I will be making a stop at that what's the biker bar in Goose Creek? Yeah, I will be making a stop there. Shout out to Scott Kerr. Cole Spinner, thank you for the super chat. I agree with you on Milton. He reminds me a lot of Chubb. I've heard that comparison made before. So we'll see. I don't know. He seems like he has that it factor when you watched him run last year. I try not to fall into the trap of hyping these players up to a point where no one can meet those expectations. I sometimes I'm guilty and I get tricked and I fall for it. I'm trying not to do that with Kendall Milton. I'm trying not to do that with a guy like George Pickens or even a Don Blaylock or Kyrus Jackson or any of our receivers, a Darnell Washington. But you feel like one of them is going to break out. I'd like to see him do it. Thank you guys for the super chats. I really appreciate y'all supporting the show. Let's see. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Thank Luke Kelly from Gainesville. How you doing?
Doing great. I couldn't be doing any better. You excited about that Notre Dame game in 2031?
I am. And I was going to correct the record for the whole no Power 5 road games thing, but it's 11 and you want to get out, so I'm just going to tell you a story if that's cool with you.
Well, no, I want you to correct me.
Okay. These aren't no prestigious these aren't any prestigious programs or anything like that.
Power 5 road games outside of the state of Florida. I want you to name them all between 1992 and today. Go.
Between 1992 and today, I can give you the next ones that we scheduled between now and Notre Dame.
Oh, I know there's some between now and Notre Dame. I said that at the top of the show. Are there any between 1992 and now?
I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about the future. No, I don't know.
There's not.
Personally. I thought you were talking about the future, and my bad.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that.
The headline was a joke because I've ragged on this channel a long time about how Florida hasn't played a non-con road game outside the state of Florida since 1992. And I saw the news today that they scheduled Notre Dame. But I happen to know that Florida does have 2 or 3 Power 5 road games scheduled in the 2020s.
Yeah. We've got like 9 or something like that in the next decade.
9? Now that I don't believe.
So we got 1 on the road with Utah. We're on the road to Miami.
Okay, that's not out of the state of Florida.
Road.
Miami's not out of the state of Florida,
Yeah,
and neither is Florida State, if you're going to name that.
No, I'm not going to name that. Cal.
Okay, yeah, that's 1. 2.
Colorado.
3.
Texas.
So Pac-12 run you on there. Texas, yeah, Georgia's got Texas on there too. Georgia's got a home and home with Texas.
That's
too.
true. Yeah, 31's going to be a wild year because you got at Texas, at Notre Dame. So
yeah, we have a year. Yeah, we have a year where we play Texas and Florida State in the same year. Now, they're not that good right now, but this is like 2028 we're talking about. And those are 2 traditionally pretty good teams. So that could be a ridiculous schedule for Georgia. Can you imagine if the rotation had Alabama on the schedule that year? So Georgia would have to play Alabama, Texas, Florida State, Auburn, Florida, Tennessee, South Carolina, Kentucky, Mizzou, Vandy, Georgia Tech. That's insane.
Yeah, I'd have to look at the schedule for 31 because if we had Alabama, we play Alabama, at Texas, at Notre Dame, plus all of our East competition, which again, you never know, but at least right now it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
And then you have Arizona State. So that could be like 11 Power 5 games that year.
Yeah, and me and that by the time the 2028, 29, 30 seasons come around, Alabama's going to be hot doo-doo. I mean, Saban's not still going to be coaching then, and they're going to be doo-doo. See, these Alabama fans, most of these people didn't become Alabama fans till 2009. They don't know what we know, that Alabama was in the toilet from 1993 to 2007, and they're about to be back in the toilet again as soon as Saban keels over.
I mean, I'm only 22, so you're speaking Mandarin Chinese to me. Like, I knew that happened, but I've never seen it before myself.
Well, get ready, my friend.
I know that yeah. I mean, but it's like you said, though. I mean, Florida State could be really good again in like 5 years. Only takes a couple good recruiting classes for them to be a real powerhouse again.
Yeah.
I don't know if Sarkisian will work out at Texas, but if it does, they could be a real threatening team. I mean, they've already had like 2 or 3 now consecutive top 3 recruiting classes, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So they could be a real powerhouse in 5 or 6 years. So there'll be some good games coming up.
No doubt. All right, buddy. Hey, thanks for the call. Good luck to your Gators this year, except when they play Georgia, of course. You know how it is. Good morning, but you're on with Uncle Lou, though.
Hey, Louis, Dominic. It's been some time. How you doing?
Doing great, Dominic. How are you, sir?
Oh, I'm doing well, man. So, honestly, at this point, I'm excited for that Notre Dame matchup at 2031. What are your thoughts on that matchup?
You'll be able to buy lottery tickets by then, won't you?
Maybe. We'll see.
I think you probably will. No, I mean, people like to see these games that don't get played very often. Now, I'm on record. Like, Georgia played Notre Dame, great. But honestly, as far as winning goes, winning a national, like, if the goal is to win, the goal is to win a national title, not have interesting regular season games. So, like, I rag on Florida and all that. Now, I love watching, like, Alabama play Southern Cal, Alabama play Miami, Florida play Notre Dame. That's great. So, yeah, I mean, people will watch it because it'll be something that you don't see all the time. I mean, everybody loves these big non-con games. Everybody.
Absolutely. But, honestly, my thoughts on that game, I think it's going to be a pretty great game. But,
let me stop you. Let me stop you right there. No one, and by no one, I mean literally no one, is interested in any sort of breakdown of any game that is taking place in 2031. We don't know how any of these teams are going to be. So I don't really think you can say, well, I think it'll be a good game and Notre Dame wins a close one. How you know? I don't know. That's kind of silly.
Yeah, you do have a good point there. Well, I'm going to let you take some other calls. Appreciate it, man.
Okay, good to hear from you, Dominic. I mean, the people that will be playing in that Notre Dame Florida game, that's 9 years from now. Okay, those kids are 9 and 10 years old right now. No telling how good they're going to be by then, or bad. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Tennessee will win the East next year and for years to come. Georgia will be in West forever. Georgia sucks and go balls. Tennessee 2022.
Thank you for the call. All right, no one else on hold. We ended with a real banger there. All right, I appreciate you guys tuning in tonight. I am going to get out of here. I'm going to try to start wrapping up these Tuesday shows by 11. I've got to get better at that. But I appreciate you guys tuning in. Thursday will be a long one. We'll do phone calls for an hour, and then we start the worst of the worst playoffs. Round 1, which will be Kansas versus Syracuse and Vandy versus Arizona. So you don't want to miss that. Trust me. The worst of the worst playoffs. A big hit here on YouTube every single offseason. So be sure and check that out right here on YouTube Thursday night, 10 p.m. No live shows tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wednesday, so no live shows tomorrow. I'll be back Thursday morning for the morning show at 8 a.m. And you know what? I might even upload a video or two tomorrow for you. All right? Appreciate you guys tuning in. Shout out to those of you who supported the show with the Super Chat tonight. Cole Spinner, Pigskin Pete, Beggin Megan, Dylan Deloney, Ryan Parker, Bama Banker, Sergeant AR-10, Bama Mike, Lizard Circus, Beggin Megan, Bama Mike, and The Prophet. And I can't forget, over on the PayPal page, we had Zach H., who sent me 10-cent Canadian, and he sent it as goods and services, and PayPal took a 10-cent fee for that. So Uncle Lou got nothing, and PayPal got 10 cents. Thank you, Zach H. I love you guys. I'll be back soon. Until then, though, have a good morning.